Human beings, we crave connectivity and belonging. We want to be heard, we want to contribute, and we want to feel part of things. And actually, we really want that when we go to business events. So if those of us who work in events, we want to excite, enthrall people, get them to do whatever it is that we want them to do, but the reason we put on an event, buy, collaborate, invest, whatever, then we've got to give them all the chances we can to be able to truly engage and interact at events. Now, the dictionary definition of interactivity simply means being mutually or reciprocally active, involving the actions or input of, basically a two-way communication. But spoiler alert, merely asking your audience to send questions in via an app is not going to tick all those buttons. And please don't use the words interactive and engaging when you're marketing your event to your would-be attendees, because the words themselves mean nothing. You need to describe to people how the event is going to make them feel. You're going to show them how they're going to be heard, how they're going to be able to contribute. Now, to get attendees to turn up and to keep those bums on the seats is the tough bit of events, right? Because even if you get them there, attendees have this terrible habit of wandering off, leaving early, disappearing to take calls, answer emails, phone home, whatever it is. So how do you ensure they don't do that, or that they don't do that at the key moments, that they actually are engaging and interacting? Well, you do that by making sure that all those needs I mentioned are going to be met inside the agenda. Start modernising things in events. Move beyond keynotes, panels and fireside chats with the pitifully short Q&As at the end. I mean, just doing things like, getting the event contributors to speak for a little bit and then getting them to host a workshop so that it's not just them lecturing at attendees. Make sure there are proper breaks in your agenda where people will actually have time to take the calls, answer the emails, respond to the calls of nature, grab food and take a rest. And when it comes to networking, disabuse yourself of the antiquated notion that this is purely just a block of time when people should actually probably be on a break, when you're shoving extroverts shouting at each other in a room with terrible acoustics and cheap warm wine. Design networking spots where people are actually helped to meet the people they want. Properly organised ones where you're providing comfortable places to meet. You're adding icebreakers. You're using your staff as conversational catalysts, and you're getting your MC to moderate to make the sessions a lot more fun and inclusive. Great engagement doesn't have to mean, as well, big budget, but nor does it mean shoving in clunky apps that take forever to download, that the Wi-Fi doesn't support, and that people over 35 don't know how to use, or if they do, will spend their whole time then staring at their phones to see what's going on, rather than getting stuck into the session that's in front of them. And I think it's about moving beyond choosing speakers and instead picking contributors, people who will actually make the session, who will work to lead debate and discussion and not just lecture their audience all day. It's about going for the people who aren't wedded to the multi-slide keynotes, the ones who are really up for shaking things up and want the audience involved. And they know as well that they have to set this up. They have to ask the audience questions. They have to listen to the audience. They have to chivvy to get answers. They have to be unafraid of silence. And they have to be prepared to move into the audience to get interaction. Just asking the audience, oh, have you got a question for me every 10 minutes will not do it.